and glorious, long to reign over us, God save the King.
Well, if you could, just tell me about your uniform. And
16th Queens Light Dragoons, dismounted. There was a lack of horses, and we did have a mounted contingent, but there was just not enough really to go around. So they decided they needed more light infantry, which were the screening forces, and we'd go ahead of the column. And we kept our basic horse dress per se. The helmet, obviously, is leather, and it's a spring black bear, died naturally, was hit by some vehicle. And the coat, the wool is made in England. It comes from England, and the people that make the lacing here, the silver bullion, they made it 240 some years ago as well.
wow.
The company's still in business.
So that is an actual brown bess rifle.
Yeah, it's reproduction. You don't fire 200-some-year-old weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not really on the safe
Well, I
side.
meant replica, but it is
Yeah.
an authentic brown bess.
It's down to the letter. The only thing that's changed on this from the original musket when it manufactured, our unit cut their muskets down, took 6 inches off the regular barrel, so it would have been this tall originally.
So it would have been a lot longer and got a little better range, but still with it
Range didn't change.
about 30, 40 yards.
200 yards maximum.
Oh, but that's when
And
the
you
bullet
really piss
drops
off
in the
person
dirt.
on the other end. And then, they get hit by, it's a glorified 12-gauge shotgun.
Yeah, he hit him with about an ounce and a half.
Yeah, and your good range was 25 to 50 yards.
And since they were
That's that with the
volley
wind at your
fired, I
back,
mean,
yeah.
you had a wall of lead in front
Yeah.
of you going out
You
anyway.
try to put as much lead downfield as you can, downrange.
How quick would you think the average British dragoon could fire? How many rounds per
They
minute?
were trained to fire 3 to 4 rounds per minute. And now there's supposedly 16 steps to firing this weapon if you go by what's called by the numbers, manual arms. And well, after a while, the barrel gets nice and greasy, so you didn't have to ram the cartridge down anymore.
You
You
thump
put the
it,
cartridge in and you thump the butt on the ground, and
And-
you're ready to go.
drop all the way in, then you could shoot.
It would see, yeah.
How well does the brown bess operate?
A lot better than I think the Shirleyville did.
How would you compare it? I know from things I've read and seen in videos, the brown bess would fire more rounds a minute than a long rifle.
Yes.
However, it was not accurate.
Well, yeah, it wasn't accurate. It and the range was less because there's it's smooth bore.
Right.
No spiral grooves in there to give you that extra
Spin and extra range.
Yeah, the spin. So you try to get as much downrange, and you closed in pretty close to the enemy. Marched in. They had a sergeant in each rank that held his pike out, his halberd, right in front like that, and as they walked, kept them in line, and the lash and the whip.
Of course, the officers had it more comfortable than the enlisted men anyway.
Yeah, and I would have my manservant clean. He was one of the privates in rank, but he was assigned to me. And he would set my tent up, shine my shoes if necessary, clean my weapon, should I actually use it. And occasionally I would shoot. And then you'll notice a lot of the natives and the British, they have a cartridge box on the side. Well,
In
cartridge
front.
box in front, which is a lot easier when you're riding a horse too.
True. And
And-
possibly a holdover even once they were dismounted.
Yes,
as-
it was. It was.
Because
Our
it'd
uniform
been,
is based on 1777 warrant when we came to colonies. We were here from 1777 to 1783.
does the insignia, the epaulets on your shoulders, are they rank insignia only, or
Rank
how did
insignia
you
only.
tell the soldier? Was it the buttons? I mean, or was it the colors on the piping, or
Okay,
how did you know which unit it was?
well, that was drilled into your head to start off with.
Well, I mean, if an outsider from another unit saw you,
Outsider from another unit, well, you can look at the buttons. Mine says QLD 16 on them, Queens Light Dragoons 16. And the uniform itself, Royal Regiments, had blue. These are called facings. The cuffs are blue, and this is a facing here, and they're blue. So you know that's a Royal Regiment, which would go in like the Household Guards and those like that. You had other ones that had yellow, tan.
So when they talked about like the buffs, that would have probably been their lapel color,
yeah.
would have been a buff color.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
When you're ready.
Go ahead.
Show off. Show off. Big branches.
And every one of them stuck. I would not want to be on the other end of that if you were not happy with me. Not at all. Unless you were bringing one of those to a gunfight and I had plenty of rounds.
Iron hole.
Okay, folks, we're ready to get this show on the road. What we're going to do for you this afternoon, it is afternoon, I don't have a watch on. This is a typical scene in the Kentucky in that era. What we have here, obviously coming out of Fort Harrod, we have some lady folk that need to do some gardening. It was a heavy menu of meat out here on the frontier, but they did try to grow what they could in and around the fort. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out here and tend the garden. Just like any time there's hostiles in the neighborhood, and we know there are, and we've got reports saying that they've been seen up and down the Salt and the Kentucky River. So we're going to have some guardsmen come out here and keep an eye on these lady folk and the children while they tend to the garden, and we'll see what might happen.
there and come around the side. So all our guys are waiting for him to go over there. So he don't tell nobody.
What happened here is after the initial attack of the natives, the militia formed, came out of the fort and repelled the native attackers.